I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, about all the things that are happening within the industry and within this world. I read a profile piece done on you. I think it was by Vulture, where you mentioned that at one point you realized that you yourself were brainwashed by the racism within the industry, that you had certain expectations of what you could do. And now that we've gone through the Me Too movement, the success of Parasite, and most recently Black Lives Matter, do you feel the conversations and, more importantly, the choices and actions actually changing within the industry? Because discussions about diversity and inclusion have always been there, but not necessarily the actions and choices.
No, I understand. And
Yeah.
that is what we were talking about because it is so internal. I don't know
Right.
how many panels I have been on, and
Right.
you know what I mean? But it's just like the right people aren't on these panels.
Right.
It's like, why is this panel that's talking about diversity filled with people of color? We already know what it is. We do. We already know what it
Exactly.
is. And what
Yeah.
I'm fascinated, you know, I have got to get there. I have got to get to Korea somehow.
Oh, please.
I know. It's like,
You
so
have to.
is whether this discussion and whether
Hmm.
is how it's interpreted through a Korean. So I'll bring it back to this.
Gosh.
I'll bring it
Yeah.
back to this. I'll bring it back to director. Um, when he said in one interview, I don't know what it was, and it was talking about the Oscars and whether he was, worried about or invested in it or
Mm.
whatever. And then he said, which you translated so beautifully, well, it's very local.
Yes. Yeah.
There's something in that it has continued to sit with me. And
Mm.
the other thing that happened to me was when he won.
Hmm.
How many times? I can't tell you. But when he was up there on stage, I was in the
Yeah.
audience, but when he was up there on stage, what I also could see in a very, very deep way, I would love to tell him this one day, is that here is a man, a Korean man, an Asian man, has not experienced he doesn't feel any less about himself. He doesn't feel like he
No.
has been at a
Mm.
disadvantage. He has not.
Yeah.
He has not been raised in a racist society.
Yeah. He's never
So
been a part of the minority.
he's never been a part of the minority. And
Hmm.
seeing him up there, I could feel it. And I could,
Mm.
and so in some ways, I was like, that is what I know I needed to see
Mm.
awaken to a lot of things, which is the person of color, the Asian man, the Korean man who doesn't
Hmm.
have this layer on him.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's just free. So
Yeah.
when that line of local, which was
Yeah.
like it's like he's not saying it like
Perfect.
that, but it's like, oh my God, that was like the most sophisticated shade I have ever.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so brilliant. It was so
Sophisticated
brilliant.
shade. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like bar none, so sophisticated. And because it's like not shade, but total shade.
Yeah.
But not shade, not shade. Um, is the fact that his eyes are free.
Hmm.
His, of course, his own point of view. But
Right.
I realize that I don't see like through his eyes.
Mm.